Oman announces major reforms for domestic workers. Hello guys, you are welcome. This is Penina the Grace. You are in the home of grace. To all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for the love and the support. May God Almighty bless you for me. Today we are going to talk about some of the new major laws that Oman have decided to reform for domestic workers. So just stick around and keep watching. Some reason, so many people have given up coming to work in Oman, and also those that are in Oman have given up that they want to go back home and they will never come back to Oman. So recently, there are some major laws that Oman have decided to reform. This is the right video for you to watch. Maybe it will help you at least now to make a decision before you close the chapter of not coming to Oman. So point number one is, if you are under 21 years old, kindly don't apply to come in Oman. That is one of the laws that have been applied, that people under 21 years old are not allowed to come to work in Oman as domestic workers. So, who is covered with this new law? I will read. The law applies to a wide range of professions, including household staff, drivers, nannies, gardeners, agricultural workers, residential guards, home nurses, cooks, animal caretakers. Those are being covered with the new law. They recognize them as a vital contributors to Oman domestic labor sector. So this law covers them. It stipulates that all rights outlined present the minimum legal standard regarding an agreement that diminishes the waives this protection. Bans hiring of domestic workers under 21 years. So this one I might agree with them. Like, coming to work like a domestic workers, especially in Arab country, it might need somebody that has experience. And to somebody under 21 years, I normally call them like they are babies, because they are in that stage whereby they want to know what is good and what is bad. Also, there are some decisions that they cannot make by themselves. They need a guardian. But in Gulf country, mostly I normally see it like it needs people that are mature enough, that can come and defend themselves, that can stand and speak about their rights, can speak out their rights without fear, can defend themselves, can persevere, can be patient, and also can endure. But somebody who is under 21 years, they are still young people, very young. The point they can be overpowered, especially here working with Arabs. It needs those people that have mature minded. So those people under 21 years, I can say they are young minded, though there are those that are mature, because situation can put you in a situation whereby you can have a mature mind when you are still young, and you can speak like more than those people that are over 40 years. So this one also depends by grace. So this one, when they ban people over 21 years, on my side, I say it is a yes, because this side, guys, if you don't have that strength of maybe to persevere, what matters here is persevere, because most of our work, we work indoors. And if you are this person, like at that age, you want to go outside, you want to explore, you will find yourself like you are in a cage if you come this side. So you'll find like this, it's like somehow a torture, because even us over 20 years or over 40 or over 50 years, those that are working this side, we normally feel like it is not okay. So now, to put it now to a child, me, I can call them like they are children. So to give it now to somebody who is that under 20 years, 20, 21 years, I can just feel it is a torture. So I say this one is okay. Now, this law also will cover working hours and resting periods. So this work in Arab country, we normally work more than 12 hours. Some even can work up to 13, even up to 16 hours. So under this law, it speaks like you must have resting hours, and also you can also have an annual leave. There is a 21 days to there is a 21 to 31 days of resting. Also, there is a sick off. Like, maybe let me talk about those people, like maybe you are sick, you are admitted in the hospital, maybe you did a major surgery, right? So there is this duration you have to stay in the hospital, and also you have to come back home and have that duration of healing. So this law will cover that, because they have to give you that sick off from 21 days to 30 days, and it is a paid leave. That one is a sick off, and it is also paid. So the time that you are resting, you are recovering, they should also pay you your full salary. So that one, I saw it is a bit good. And also, you are supposed to be given a 1 day off, 1 day off in a week. So if before maybe you are not being given, many of us are not having that 1 day off. So now this is now the right time for you to speak to your boss, because there are some bosses, some of them don't know what is happening, but there are those that already know, but they keep on ignoring. So they're thinking like, you as a help, you don't know anything about this, so they will continue oppressing you over your right, because you don't know about it. They think you don't know about it. So the best thing is you to tell them that I will have it is now my right to have an off day once in a week, and it is a paid off. So that one is good, right? Also, about working hours. So as a maid, this law is covering all the house managers and the nannies, like I said, the nannies, the house managers, the cooks, those that are working like household, right? Helps that are working under house, under residential, right? So the working hours for you to work is 8 hours. Eh? A maximum of 8 hours, not a minimum, but a maximum of 8 hours. So you're supposed to work, and you're supposed to work and also have rest. You work and rest. It is not like working like the whole day. I remember there's a time I used to share with you guys, like I used to work from morning when I wake up, working from 8 a.m. until 12 a.m. So those are how many hours. So you keep working, you work, you work, you work. Maybe when you are resting is that time whereby you will sit and eat something. Then you get up, you keep working, and it is a work that will continue work and work and work the whole day. And remember, there is no off day. But actually, this one did not happen here in Oman. It happened in Saudi. So I believe this law, at least it will favor house managers through the resting and the leaves and the off hours, which I see it is favorable. So I'm grateful to that. Point number 3 is leave and pay entitlement. So there's a time that we were discussing, I with one of my colleague, that do you know, like after you finish your contract, when your contract is done, there's some of amount that your boss they're supposed to pay you at the end of your contract. And she was like, no, me, I know only I'm supposed to be paid every month. So we were just discussing. And actually, guys, for so many Gulf countries, they are supposed to cover that. But so many house managers don't know about that. And that's one, they normally take it like, will never tell you about it. But actually, they're supposed to pay you where at the end of your contract, there's some of cash or gifts they're supposed to give you. Mostly it is cash they're supposed to give you. And also when you are going back home, they leave. In Saudi, I remember it was vacation, right? A vacation, they're supposed to give you vacation of 45 days. It was 1 month and 15 days. So it is 45 days. So they're supposed to pay you when you are at home. When you are there at home, that one you go for vacation. So they're supposed to pay you. They're not supposed to deduct it. Those 45 days, when you come back, they're supposed to give you that money. So that is what Oman is talking about. So they're supposed to they pay you for that. When you are resting, they're supposed to give you that. And also, salary. They're also talking about your salary. You're supposed to be paid on time. The salary you must be paid on time. If you're being paid weekly, you're supposed to be paid that. After 7 days, you're supposed to be paid. And if you're being paid on month end, every month, like in Gulf countries, mostly they pay people on 24th or 25th. That is end month. Every month, 24th and 25th, you're supposed to be paid. right? So they're supposed to pay you that. So if you see there is a delay of that, you can sue them. Right now, there is a law that covers, like, you can sue them, they are not paying you, and you can sue them. Now, the regulation prohibits forced labor. So when you're forced to go and do something that it is not under your contract, and also harassment and the confiscation of a passport. So right now, this law covers, like, when you come to work, you are supposed to stay with your documents. Anything like your documents, even if it is your ID that they made for you when you are staying with them, it is yours. They are not supposed to take it from you. Your passport, anything that belongs to you, they are not supposed to take it from you unless you allow them. So it is something that you're supposed to stay with the document, not like those times whereby they will come. I remember I came with one of my friends. So at the airport, when we arrived, there at the airport is where her boss took her passport. Can you imagine? Something like that, it is illegal. So those are documents, you're supposed to stay with them. They are not supposed to take your documents from you. Also, they're prohibited not to assign you to go to do another job which is not aligned with your job, especially, like, I normally give you example with me, I myself, because of these things that happened in my life. So at least I can give you an example with my story. So in Saudi, when I used to work, when I was in contract, so I could stay there, and maybe after, like, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we will go somewhere with my boss. So at arrival, when I go to that place, so you will find out, like, that place, there is no housemaid. So the house is dirty, the clothes are dirty, everything is dirty. So as you went there, so it's like, when the house is dirty, they will carry you there to go and stay there and do the cleaning. And when everything is done, then you will go back. And after that, so it was like rotating. So that one right now is not allowed in your contract, and you have a voice to speak, because it is under the law. If they tell you to do something that is not under your contract, even if they are paying you and you are not comfortable, you are supposed to reject. Just tell them, no, I'm not going to do this. So mine, it happened that way. And then along the line, I found out, like, I have the power to reject. If they're traveling, I have the power to tell them I'm not going. So that is where I used to rely. So when they are going, they used to know, like me, I don't like going out. So that is what they used to know. But to me, it was not like I don't want to go out. I wanted to go out, but I did not want to go and work somewhere where I'm not supposed to work. So I used to tell them, no, I'm not going. So they will leave me. Even there, I remember there was a time they went in another place and they stayed there for 1 week. Another place, they stayed there for 1 month. They left me back at home, I myself. So the good news is they will leave you, though they will not leave you like hungry. They will not leave you without food. So they'll make sure they leave you with food, and the safety is always paramount. That one, they know about that. So I stayed in the house for 1 month. I did not go with them because I did not want to go and being misused, like, do this. And especially when you go to a new environment, because they know you are a maid. At your arrival, even before you rested, you will just arrive this, and now they start telling you, do this, do that, do that. And actually, it is unfair. So right now, this law said that don't do that. Anything that you feel like is uncomfortable with you, don't do it. Even if they are paying you and you don't want to be paid, don't do it. So they must also provide adequate housing, food, transportation, health insurance, and also keep employment's record at least 1 year after the contract ends. So let me emphasize about this housing. Your employer should give you a shelter, like housing, a good bedroom. Even if it's a good bedroom, like, believe me not, there are some house managers, they don't have a room where they can sleep, they can stay. So some of them normally in the washroom. There is a case that I remember, there was a lady that she used to keep her things in the washroom. So can you imagine, your clothes are being kept in the washroom? You are not supposed to, because you don't have a room. So that washroom is where you keep your clothes. It is where you sleep. It is your washroom as well. And sometimes this washroom is the washroom that the whole family shares. And that is the same place that you are keeping your things there as well. So it's kind of frustrating. So if you find yourself in such kind of place where there is no housing, there is no room, but in some cases house might be small, so you might share your room. You might share room with the madam. Like in my previous videos, years ago, I remember telling you guys, like, I sometimes share bedroom with my madam. Yes, bedroom with my madam. So that one is understood. Maybe the house is small, so boys will share one room, then you and your madam, you might share one room, so that one is understandable. But this place whereby there is no rooms, or maybe there are rooms, but they just they push their house manager to stay in the washroom, to keep their things in the washroom, that one is prohibited. So if you find yourself in such kind of environment, kindly, no matter what, no matter how much money they are paying you, don't endure that. That one is bad. It is really, really horrible. So it is really, really wrong. It is not good at all. You can't treat a human being like an animal. So if you find yourself in such kind of a place, please kindly, you better do something about it than enduring, because you might think like there is nothing that covers that. There is a law that covers that. They're supposed to give you, most of all, they're supposed to give you your room, your own room whereby you stay. You have your own privacy. Now, point number 5 is termination rights and penalties. So this law covers, so right now workers can terminate their contract without any notices, especially if you are working under an environment whereby there is harassment, there is abuse, fraud, or maybe wages delay, right? So if you work in a place whereby you are not comfortable, maybe there is harassment, there are physical, that there are some places that these employers normally beat. That one, I remember I saw it also. I normally tell you guys, like, I always give you the stories that I've seen, not what I've heard. I saw with my own eyes, like, house manager was being beaten thoroughly, being beaten physically with the boss. The reason, because the boss asked her to do something and she refused. So the only thing that this boss could pour his anger, because he was a man, is to beat this house manager. She was really beaten. She was really beaten thoroughly. But we talked, we spoke, those that we were there, because we saw it, and then we asked, like, why are you beating her? Why are you beating her? So the boss stopped beating her, and yeah, but it was sorted out, and the lady was in some places there, Bangladesh. Yeah, she was a lady from Bangladesh, and she was really beaten thoroughly. But thank God the issue was solved. Yeah, it was solved. So at some cases like that, if your boss physical, harassment, kindly don't wait. You can terminate that contract. You can terminate it. And also remember, after you terminate your contract, the employer is responsible. He's supposed to pay you. Yes, he's supposed to pay you after you terminate your contract, because of all the physical and all the abuse, everything that they did for you. After you terminate your contract, they're supposed to pay you that before you leave that country. So guys, that is what I had for you today. I hope you like this video. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share with friends. See you in my next. Bye.